Fujifilm magic lens, the wonder lens, the Portraiture lens destroyer. Finally, we have a very budget-friendly alternative to the 56mm f1.2 WR lens from Fujifilm. This is a pro lens launched by Viltrox, and I want to share with you my review regarding this lens. So let's talk about this now. Hi there, Tudor Matescu here. So this lens is made by Viltrox, and have in mind that it's half the price of the Fujifilm lens, the WR f1.2 lens. And all the reviewers, even the ambassadors, praised this lens, saying that this lens it is almost 99% of the Fujifilm lens. This is huge, this is fantastic. And of course I was very thrilled and I was very curious to see how a lens that it's 90+% of the WR lens from Fujifilm, it will render images, because that lens it is very well praised and lots of people are loving it. So anyway, I've got this lens and I've started making some portraiture and some street photography pictures and some pictures to test it and to see how this lens is rendering and what are the results. This isn't a long-term review because I just received this lens, but I want to share with you my review from my long experience in using different lenses and now using this lens and making a bunch of pictures. How is the AF, how is the image quality, and how is staying on Fujifilm cameras. First of all, the build quality. The build quality, it is 10 out of 10 from my point of view. It's feeling really premium. It is metal build, it is weather sealed and weather resistant. I will not enter in all the tidbits regarding how weather sealed and how weather resistant it is. Certainly you have protection, you have a very thick rubber gasket, and you have all the pro features on a lens like this. Now let me address a little the aperture ring, because I was seeing some complaints regarding this aperture ring, that it's not a clicky aperture ring and you can bump it by mistake. And I was seeing if Viltrox did this mistake. And for my surprising, this isn't the case with my copy. So yes, you have a silent aperture ring, but it's not as loosely aperture ring. And look here, I have the lens at f1.2. I'm touching the lens with my finger to see if I'm able to move the aperture ring. It's staying there. Just if I will hardly press, then of course I will move it, but it seems no problems for me regarding the aperture ring. And now I have the aperture ring in A mode. Very hard to get the ring from the A mode by touching the aperture ring. So regarding build quality, 10 out of 10, it's a real pro lens, and what is more important, it's the balancing on Fujifilm X-T50. So regarding the balancing on Fujifilm X-T50 with the small rig grip, the lens is staying very well in hand, very well. It's very fun to use this camera and this lens. You have amazing ergonomics. It's not feeling heavy in the camera bag, even if you have a package. Anyway, it is well balanced, but I do agree that on X-T50 and on other heavier Fujifilm cameras, you'll have a heavier package. This is why I've chosen X-T50. So X-T50 with the small rig grip, it's giving me a great grip to this lens. I'm not hitting by mistake with my knuckles the lens. So everything is very well regarding handling. Also at build, I would add that you have a floating element, so you will hear that element floating in the lens. But when you open the camera, you'll not hear that element. So anyway, I really like the lens, how it feels in the hand. It's giving you the mojo, it's really giving you the mojo. So really loving this build. I would have wished this build, metal build and aperture rings on Viltrox Air lineup, or a second lineup where we will have lenses, metal build with aperture rings, even if they aren't pro. Now let's talk about the AF of this lens. I was seeing in comments on my Facebook group. Please join that group. It's free. Link in the comments and description, where we talk about Fujifilm gear. So lots of users complained that the AF of this lens, it is slow. It's not clear for me what camera they are using, but on X-T50 the AF it's very good. Again, it's not a sports lens and it's a Fujifilm AF system, so I'm not comparing to Sony, to Nikon. No, for Fujifilm. For Fujifilm, I would say that it's almost as fast as the 35mm f2. So the AF of this lens, it is similar to the AF of the 35mm f2. And have in mind that we have here lots of glass and a heavy lens. So the AF, it is pretty fast and pretty accurate when you have light on your subject, but yes, when the subject is in low light and when you are very close to your subject, the AFC IAF, it is possible to be a little bit slower. But again, not a deal breaker. I also tested this lens with AFS in very low light environments in my studio with the lights closed, and the AFS was very snappy, very accurate, very linear. So AFS very good. Also, I've used this lens in street photography with IAF and AFC, and it was able to see the eye very far and to nail the focus with tracking. So in good light and also in low light, but not extreme low light, the AFC plus IAF, it is very good. So for wedding and even photography, where you have light on your subject, and with an APS-C camera and with Fujifilm colors, you want some light on your subject, you are not shooting your subject in dark, then you'll get very, very good results. So regarding AF speed and accuracy, I can't call this lens a slow lens like others commented. I really don't know what cameras they've used, but on X-T50 with X-Trans 40 megapixel sensor, the AF was, and it's very, very good. So AF speed and AF accuracy, IAF with custom zones, very good. Again, this is the secret to nail focus with Fujifilm cameras if you have custom zones. And not all cameras have custom zones on Fujifilm, because this is Fujifilm, but on X-T50 you have custom zones. So I set up a line of a custom zones, not zone 1 and zone 7, custom zone. And that custom zone with IAF plus AFC is giving me top-notch results. I also get top-notch results with other third-party lenses like TT Artisan, because the camera is searching for the eye just in that custom zone. So the camera is very fast and very accurate. So anyway, very good results in AFC with IAF plus custom zones. These are my settings, and with these settings I'm really getting very good results. Of course, not Nikon or Sony level, but over older Fujifilm lenses and over other standard lenses, I would say, with this lens. So very good AF with these settings. Now let me address the image quality, the rendering, the colors, the contrast, and what flaws this lens has. Being a pro lens, I don't feel that it has many flaws. I wasn't able to see chromatic aberrations like on other third-party lenses. So chromatic aberrations are very well controlled if there are some there, and of course probably you will have some there to there, but at f1.2, again in contrasty situations, I wasn't able to obtain chromatic aberrations, visible chromatic aberrations with the 40 megapixel sensor from Fujifilm. Now regarding flare, I've shot this lens especially without the lens hood, this light lens hood made from plastic, and I've got some flare, but the flare, it is very, very well controlled. So I put this camera right into the sun, and this lens is one of the best lenses regarding flare control. So it was very hard for me to obtain a flare with this lens. And I'm not sorry, I love some flare and some artistic flares in my photography, but with this lens it will be very hard for you to make it flare, and I think it's normal because it's a pro lens, so you want that impeccable image quality. And talking about impeccable image quality, yes, I do feel that this lens has impeccable image quality. At f1.2 it is razor sharp and it's resolving details like a macro lens, and texture and fine details at f1.2. So at f1.2 it's acting as a macro lens. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. So it's ultra sharp at f1.2, ultra sharp and pleasingly sharp. I would not say ugly sharp like a full frame lens, because in the end we are talking about an APS-C X-Trans sensor. So at f1.2, mind blowing. Really, it's resolving at least the 40 megapixel sensor of Fujifilm, or not even better. So regarding resolution and sharpness and details at f1.2, crazy good. You are able to see the texture shooting different objects at f1.2. It is crazy, and I've shot this lens just at f1.2. Why not shoot it like this? So really loving how this lens is acting regarding image quality. But being such a good and well corrected lens, yes, you'll not have the vintage character of other old lenses like the 56mm f1.2 old Fujifilm lens and also like the Viltrox 56mm f1.4. And yes, it's a pro lens, it's not a vintage like lens, it's a lens that is rendering impeccable modern image quality. So if you are a pro shooter and want that pro level image quality, you'll get it with this. You'll not get chromatic aberrations that will disturb, you'll get very smooth highlight in the bokeh. The bokeh is very, very pleasing. It is very melted and the subject it's popping straight from the camera. Straight from the camera, the subjects are popping, the colors are popping, the colors are very nice, very contrast. They have some cinematic, I don't know, soul in them. I can't describe very well what is happening, but they have that, and using different recipes, you'll get some amazing results with different Fujifilm recipes because this is the Fujifilm magic. But if you are shooting RAW, expect accurate, contrasty, saturated colors that will offer you what you need in the RAW files. So regarding image quality, it is 10 out of 10 from my point of view. I can't imagine how much better the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 it can be. It's really hard for me. This is a lens that it's ultra sharp at f1.2, where in general you have a very shallow depth of field, and lots of people are saying that that lens it is soft at f1.2 because the depth of field it is very shallow. Well, this isn't the case with this lens. At f1.2 you have lots of details, textures, fine details, micro contrast, and all it's really great. And of course the subject it's popping like crazy because of the f1.2 aperture. So regarding image quality, modern rendering, great image quality for the pro level lineup. Now let me address also the minimum focus distance. The minimum focus distance it is 50 centimeters, so exactly as the Sigma lens and as the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 WR lens. So this lens it is almost exactly regarding image quality and features like the Fujifilm lens. Now let's talk about the price of this lens. This lens it is half and under half of the price of the WR 56mm f1.2 lens from Fujifilm. And the only downside from my point of view is that this lens it's a little bit longer, and this could be an advantage. I'll tell you immediately why. Because also this lens it's a little bit heavier with 130 grams, but you'll save around $600 with this lens. And if you use my coupon code from the comments and description, even more if you are comparing the price of this lens to the Fujifilm lens. Now, does it have sense to buy the WR Fujifilm lens? I really don't know if it has any sense. And why I'm saying this? Yes, that lens it's a little bit shorter and a little bit lighter, and some users are saying a little bit sharper. But how much sharper and how much lighter? This is very well balanced. Being a longer lens and not a small cramped lens, the weight it is better distributed. You are able to see that I'm holding this lens and camera, and the weight it is very well distributed. Really loving it how it's staying on X-T50 with the grip. So this lens, if you use it in pro conditions on X-H2S, X-H2, again, it will stay great, really great. And also on X-T5, adding, I would say, a grip. But X-T5, again, I didn't like it too much how the weight was distributed, but I would also add that this WR lens is staying really great on X-T3. It has a very nice body. So it's a lens very well made, very well sought at half the price of the Fujifilm lens, being weather sealed and weather resistant as the Fujifilm lens, or almost as the Fujifilm lens, being as sharp as the Fujifilm lens. And I don't know if the AF isn't better, because I was able to see lots of people complaining about the Fujifilm 56mm f1.2 WR AF. Again, other people also complained about the AF of this lens. But as a Sigma 56mm f1.4 user, I'm feeling that this lens is even faster and more accurate than Sigma. So really loving the lens regarding what it's offering. And talking about Sigma and prices, let's look here. So we have here the WR lens from Fujifilm, the 56mm f1.2, Viltrox 56mm f1.2, and Sigma. You're able to see that Viltrox is costing just $60 more than the Sigma lens, and you have an f1.2 aperture, and the lens, it is crazy good, crazy good, crazy good, and it's half the price, under half the price of the Fujifilm lens. So from my point of view, the best buy if you are a pro photographer, wedding photographer, or you want the best image quality and you want to taste that f1.2 aperture on a Fujifilm body, then the best buy it is Viltrox 56mm f1.2. Yes, it's a modern pro lens, similar in construction like the Fujifilm lens, with great AF, with a similar filter thread, but yes, a little bit heavier. Sigma, it is the lightest one, but overall in hand, because how I've said the weight, it is very okay distributed. I'm really liking this Viltrox, and if you have a small camera like X-T50, it's still a great addition because you save weight with your Fujifilm body. I will do in the future a more in-depth comparison of Viltrox to Sigma and to other 56mm lenses, but if you want the best image quality and save $600 at least, then get this Viltrox Pro lineup. I have nothing to complain regarding this lens, and I do feel now looking at Sigma and also looking at Fujifilm. For Fujifilm you pay twice the price and you'll not get twice the lens. You'll totally not get twice the lens. So this is a huge hit from Viltrox, and I really do advise get this lens in your kit using my affiliate links, link in the comments and description, because this is the best buy at this hour if you are okay again with the size and want pro image quality. Yes, the image quality, it is pro 10 out of 10 without any doubt. So I'm totally impressed with the quality of this lens and also with the fun factor and the enjoyment of using this lens. Very important. Fun factor remains, enjoyment remains. And this is proving to me that I was wrong judging the 27mm f1.2 from Viltrox. Yes, these pro lenses from Viltrox, they are really good, and even if they are looking big and chunky, they are staying very well on your camera and they are giving you the mojo. They are inviting you to pick them up and to shoot them. So you'll not find a problem in using, let's say, 27mm f1.2 as my everyday carry lens, seeing what this lens can do now. So this is a real paradigm shift in my opinion regarding these pro lenses from Viltrox. You can use them even if you are a hobbyist photographer for day-to-day photography. So they are really great. What more can I say? Aperturing, metal build, weather sealed. The feeling in hand is great. The glass, it's outstanding. The image quality, it is mind-blowing. What more could you want? So I'm totally recommending this lens. Now please subscribe to my channel if you aren't subscribed. Like this video, share this video, leave me your comments, join my Facebook group, link in the comments and description, and also please be sure to watch the next videos. Thank you, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.